Connecticut's #1 local news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us at 7. I'm Wendell Edwards on this Friday. We are on top of several big stories, including in New Haven. The family of a man who was paralyzed while in New Haven police custody will hold a community march. They're calling it a March for Justice with the NAACP today. The march will be led by their attorney, civil rights lawyer Ben Crump. He and the family are calling for changes to prevent what happened to Randy Cox from ever happening to any other suspect or detainee again. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones explains what we can expect to see today.
Before that March for Justice, there will be a press conference held at 11 this morning, and that really is for the family as well as their attorney Ben Crump to speak about the meeting they had with the Department of Justice. Thursday, New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson announced several reforms to police protocol. Marked cruisers will be used for transportation of suspects. Also effective immediately, officers are required to ask a series of questions about suspects' well-being before transport and once at lockup, described as medical Miranda rights. The changes come weeks after 36-year-old Randy Cox was paralyzed in New Haven police custody during a van ride. Attorney Ben Crump has proposed the Randy Cox law, but months before the disturbing June 18th incident that gained national attention, Senate President Martin Looney pushed for a bill requiring officers to provide immediate medical attention to those complaining of injury during their arrest or while being transported, adding now is the time for action.
This would establish a statewide standard that the standard practice is to not ignore these kinds of things when they are asserted at the time of arrest.
The March for Justice will begin at 5 this evening, rain or shine, and it will launch from the Stetson Library. In New Haven, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Marcy, thank you. Breaking news in Japan this morning. That country's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has died. He was assassinated after being shot in the chest. The shooting took place while the 67-year-old former leader was making a speech at an unscheduled campaign rally. We know the gunman was tackled and taken into custody, and this morning, police believe the weapon the gunman used was handmade. Abe was Japan's longest-serving leader. He stepped down in 2020. It's been almost 1 year since 2 young boys drowned in the Farmington River on July 15th of 2021. Lucas Brewer and Anthony Nagore jumped into the dam into the river. It took police 4 days to discover their bodies. Now, there are access points along the river where you can kayak, boat, go tubing and swimming. But there are activities that you do largely at your own risk. And experts warn anyone who wants to swim or boat in the river should bring a Coast Guard approved life jacket with them. It is a warning Lucas's mother is echoing.
I never knew nothing about rivers. I never knew that there was a tumbler that came off the fall or whirlpools.
Lucas's mother has established a scholarship in her son's name, a fund. Every year, the money raised will go back to a high school senior donated in his honor and memory. New overnight out of Merritt, a truck crashed onto a house in Curtis Street overnight. It ended up pushing the front wall off its foundation. You can see where it happened on Pinpoint News Tracker. The assistant fire chief tells us people were inside the home at the time of the crash, but thankfully no one was hurt, including the driver of the car. The crash ended up damaging a gas line, though. However, Eversource managed to isolate it and are working to repair it. A water line was also sheared by the crash's impact, so water is temporarily turned off, or at least it was overnight. It has since, though, been restored.
7:04, a couple of scattered showers in northwest Connecticut this morning. Not a big deal. Do want to bring them to your attention, though. Take a look at those states' only live Doppler radar. We are taking a look at, again, just some scattered shower activity that pushed in from New York State. You'll see it up here in northwest Connecticut. Good morning to you. So you're waking up in Warren, Cornwall, Kent, Washington Depot. It's all racing towards Litchfield, Bantam, Morris, Torrington. It'll be there within the next, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes, but it is tending to fizzle out as it makes its cross across Connecticut. Let's take a look at the 63-degree typical overnight low. Remember that number? That's where we should be. We are doing pretty close to that. And there is a little bit of fog out there in parts of the state. You'll notice Willimantic at 1/4 of a mile. Not great there. Waterbury a mile. Up in Staffordville, I got an email from Jeff. He said he's got some pretty thick fog out there, so just be careful driving around. There's the satellite and radar confirming the scattered showers Moving across the state, and according to early warning futurecast, tomorrow's with it today, we see more scattered showers and possibly a brief thunderstorm later this afternoon through early this evening. They're very isolated in nature. Most towns stay dry today under partly cloudy skies. And then tonight, the clouds roll back in. And I'm thinking tomorrow might be a little bit cloudier than expected. You'll notice the clouds hang tough. You're waking up to clouds. I'm still going to call it partly cloudy. You'll notice 1 o'clock there are some breaks in the action. So tomorrow is an okay day. It's going to be fairly comfortable in terms of temperatures, a little bit below average with low humidity. And then Sunday, boy, Saturday night it clears out and Sunday looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's show you that on the bigger perspective here. Again, this afternoon we do run the risk for a scattered shower, maybe a brief thunderstorm. And then tonight we are dealing with mostly cloudy skies. Watch the rain go by to our south. So there's the rain. And look at this at 7 a.m. This is new. Now, this is clipping Fairfield County, the scattered shower activity, Saturday morning. So when you're waking up Saturday morning, it's going to be cloudy. And could even be a brief shower along the shoreline, but that quickly gets suppressed to the south. We're under partly cloudy skies for the remainder of Saturday. Saturday night looks amazing, clear, cool, and comfortable. And Sunday, abundant sunshine all through the day, so that's good news. So it's a really nice start out there this morning. Temperatures are in the upper 50s, low 60s, which is good. The dew points are in the upper 50s, low 60s, which is also good, but they'll be climbing today. The dew points are going to be kind of muggy, but then it drops off for the upcoming weekend and it starts climbing Tuesday and Wednesday with 90-degree heat expected by then. Temperature differential, we're down a little bit by 2 to 4 degrees, not a big deal from yesterday, and the winds are calm. Here's our New Haven iCam. Not a lot of wind out there right now, 68 degrees. Beautiful in Middletown. Good morning to you. And we'll take you to the forecast for today, calling for temperatures in the mid-80s. Warmer, muggier, isolated shower, and then your 7-day forecast includes a pretty good weekend. Saturday is going to be partly to mostly cloudy, 83 degrees. Sunday is the better of the 2 weekend days. Monday looks good, and then warmth for Tuesday and Wednesday with showers Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. 7:07 is now the time. Wendell, we'll send it back to you.
Scott, thank you. The family of a 22-year-old woman shot and killed in Hartford is urging people just to speak up if they have any information about exactly what led up to her death. Jalen Heaven was at a party on Schultes Place on the 4th when shots were fired. Police say hundreds of people were at this party and that Heaven was not the target, but was just caught in the crossfire, along with another man who was also shot. Last night, the community and her family held a vigil in her memory.
There's no malice in our heart. There's no malice in her mom's heart. There's no malice in the whole entire family heart. We just asking for what's due to us, justice.
Hartford police are asking anyone who was at the party and has information to give them a call. In Waterbury, fire investigators are still working to figure out what caused last week's fire on 3rd Street at this home that took the life of a family. We know the parents, Alexia Marino, or Lexley, she was called. Freddie Lawson died last Wednesday. That couple had a 17-month-old son, Nasir. He died at the hospital a few days later. His grandmother said baby Nasir became an organ donor, leaving behind a legacy.
If you can help somebody, please reach out and help that person, you know.
So far, a GoFundMe page set up to help pay for funeral expenses for this family has raised more than $3,000. A link can be found if you want to help on the Channel 3 app. We thank you for tuning into Eyewitness News. Remember, you can get news and weather updates anytime on the Channel 3 app. Take a live look outside the sun this morning. We hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend.